Mr. Deputy Speaker. I'd like to place on record first my thanks to the Honourable Member for Cheltenham and Aylesford, who was always listening to supporters. Much of this legislation comes from the efforts from a fan-led review, and she will be sorely missed. I must also pay tribute to the FSA, Kev Miles, and the Minister who bear the scars of getting us here today. The legislation has come about because football supporters lost trust and faith in the current custodians of the game to protect football for the people that really matter and whose loyalty is often taken for granted. Football supporters, along with working class communities the game originates from, are too often now an afterthought, if indeed they considered it all. At the bottom of the pyramid, there is a shocking lack of investment, criminal, in the grassroots game, which should be accessible to all. This is something the wonderful Storwood campaign of Kenny Saunders does so much to highlight via his Save Grassroots Football campaign. At the top of the pyramid, clubs continue to price out working class supporters and the next generation of their own support. This poses an existential threat to the very stands of the game which gives English football its authenticity, passion and worldwide popularity. Football must therefore be very, very careful not to kill off the golden goose that provides these riches, the loyal supporter. It's so worrying to see significant price rises again for next season and many clubs in a cost of living crisis. Some lessons are not being learned and clubs must take heed. The Premier League has done much good for the beautiful game, but stadiums now a world away from those in the 80s and earlier, where in some cases horrific tragedies took place. English football is now seen as world leading, and the Premier League's community work is beyond reproach and actually world leading. I've worked with the team at the Premier League on the issue of tragedy chatting. I'd like to place on record my thanks to Richard Masters, his team, LFC Foundation, Manchester United Foundation, Mike Amesbury and Joe Block representing the FSA. However, despite its perceived success, the Premier League was powerless to prevent the attempted European Super League breakaway in April 2021, with 6 of the 12 clubs coming from its ranks. The actions of these 6 clubs who attempted to end football as we know it and place the entire football pyramid in peril in their rush to form a European Super League showed exactly why we need a football regulator to protect the interest of all. My own club, shamefully Liverpool, were part of this, but the collective fight back from supporters halted it in its tracks. From the flames of this chaos, fans at Liverpool then created what we hope is an exemplar model of fan engagement and to influence and prevent clubs making the same mistakes again. I'm delighted that elements of this structure appear in this legislation, and this is a tribute to the actions of Spirits of Shankly and the associated fan groups and to the engagement of the UK-based element of Liverpool's board. Fan engagement and influence must be at the heart of this bill because fans are the true custodians of the game, not the road club owners who will destroy the fertile ground that nurtures its roots. And that is surely more of a commercial threat than a bill which seeks, as the Premier League admits, only to embed normal business practice within the game. A good footballing organisation should not fear regulation, rather it should welcome it. The bill currently gives the independent football regulator only partial oversight of financial sustainability, with no authority or oversight of profit and sustainability rules. Football supporters are rightly demanding a transparent, proportionate, fair and timely system. The chaos and confusion caused by the Premier League's handling of PSR has proven that it has not met these requirements, with many supporters, including Dave Kelly from the Everton Fan Advisory Board, now calling for the football regulator to have full authority for financial sustainability in line with the recommendations of the fan-led review. They believe in that review I share. Trust matters, and the vast majority of the legislation will, I believe, begin to restore trust. However, it must go further. Worryingly, on fan engagement, it is notable that the word fan only appears 16 times in the entire 140-page bill. The interest of supporters must be adequately factored in to governance and strategic decision-making at the highest levels of the game, and this bill must reflect this. I would like to see independently elected fan representation on the regulator board, expert panel and the Premier League board. The expertise and experience of supporters must be hardwired into the regulator and the Premier League decision-making. It's so missed and it needs to be put in at the committee stage. Mr Deputy Speaker, let us never forget what the great Jock Stein once said, and I hope this, and it has resonated through this chamber today, football without fans is nothing.